Hey, what's going on guys? One Up Eco here, and welcome to episode 5 of Scrimming Essentials, a weekly series where I'll be breaking down the basics of how to scrim in Fortnite. In this video, I'll be explaining the mental game, how to stay confident under pressure, how to have an improving mindset, and how to outsmart your opponents. The mental game. The mental game is often overlooked and is one of the most important factors that contribute to your success in scrims. Being angry, nervous, or frustrated can hurt your performance and can hinder your ability to think clearly. Having a solid mental game is what separates good players from the pros. This is why some pros consistently improve while others lose motivation. There are 3 main factors to have a good mental game. Number 1, having a goal in mind. Number 2, always striving to improve. Number 3, having confidence. Having a goal in mind. Having a goal in mind is one of the easiest ways to stay motivated and to improve yourself fast. For instance, if I was to start a workout, I wouldn't try to do 500 push-ups in one sitting. I would first start with a consistent, smaller amount and eventually work myself up to reach 500 push-ups. This is the same if I was new to scrimming. I wouldn't try to set an unrealistic goal for myself, such as winning the game 5 times in a row. Instead, I would start with smaller goals, such as trying to consistently make it to late game. Once you start reaching these objectives, try to set slightly higher goals and work yourself up. Also, having a main goal in mind will help you stay motivated in the long run. Simply having a goal such as becoming the best player, the fastest editor, or the next World Cup champion will help you stay motivated in the long run. Every smaller goal you complete will help you get one step closer to reaching your bigger main goal. Always striving to improve. If you want to improve at anything in life, having a growth mindset will help you. Always looking to improve yourself in every situation will help you become a better player and a better person. For instance, if you die in an unfortunate event, try to VOD review your gameplay to see what you did wrong and what caused your death. If it was avoidable, try to change that part of your gameplay. If it was a mechanical failure, try to set a goal to improve and perfect that mechanic. The pros that learn from their mistakes are the ones that are always on top. Legendary players such as Mongrel and Benjifishy have been some of the most consistent competitors in the scene, and part of this is due to their growth mentality. For instance, if Mongrel makes a mistake in game, he'll VOD review it and then grind hours in creative trying to perfect it. Let's take a look at their gameplay to see how their mentality affects them.
I said, in this house. I heard something like in a bush or something.
Nah, that was me.
I think it's people in this house though. I'm checking the roof.
Oh yeah, there is people.
Yeah.
They're back there, I'm pretty sure. RPG. RPG themselves.
Go at it! 150! Nice! Jumping in! I'm holding it! I think. Bro, what? The way you got out.
I hit Price and White.
Yeah. I'm facing you.
Oh my god, he's RPGs me.
Sure, I can him. Got him. Dead.
Now that you've seen that amazing clip, let's break it down. Benji first hears a player in a nearby house. Repositioning himself on the roof, he tries to get an angle on the players. Once Mongrel confirms their position on low ground, Benji drops down and takes the wall. He then makes a large edit to bait the opponent's shot and then punishes him with a 150 headshot. Mongrel then comes in to finish him off. Knowing that it's 2v1, Benji begins to spray at his opponent's box to keep up the pressure. While Mongrel keeps pushing the other opponent, Benji cuts back to get his elimination and to get another angle on his opponent. Seeing that his opponent is boxed up, Benji takes his wall and immediately cones him, cutting off his escape. Getting this elimination wouldn't have been possible without the strategies they had learned from continuous and deliberate practice and learning from their past mistakes. Benjifishy and Mongrel are always trying to become the best players, and their mentality shows for it in their amazing performances. Confidence. Having confidence in yourself will help you perform better under pressure. Nervousness can come from lack of self-confidence, and frustration will closely follow. To be confident, you must first be familiar in your situation and be confident in your abilities. If you're not confident in your mechanics or you find yourself stuck in an unfamiliar situation, nervousness may start to set in. I personally find that creative is the easiest and fastest way to improve your game sense and mechanics. Aim training maps, creative free building, and playing zone wars and box fights will help you get so much more familiar with intense scrimming scenarios. I'll leave some creative codes in the description of this video that I find helpful to practice. Another trick is to hype yourself up when you're doing something good in game. Have you ever noticed that some pros shout, "I'm the best," after they get an amazing kill? They do this to stay motivated and confident. In addition, suddenly changing your playstyle on a whim isn't such a good idea. If you're a more passive player, Deciding to all of a sudden W key for a game won't reap much success. Instead, try to work up by practicing it. If you want to start W keying more, don't start doing it in scrims. First, start in an arena game or pubs and start building up your game knowledge. Your W keying skills will grow, and in no time you'll be prepared to dominate in scrims. Outplaying your opponent. Whether it's predicting their next move or catching them off guard, outplaying your opponent can help you greatly. In order to outplay your opponent, let's look at 3 factors: reading and predicting your opponent's moves, becoming unpredictable, and punishing mistakes. In order to read your opponent's moves, try to watch what they're doing in the fight. If they're constantly doing the same retakes or making the same edit, you can easily counter and punish them. Try to notice patterns in your opponent's playstyle and use it to your advantage. Being unpredictable. Being unpredictable is doing something that your opponent doesn't expect in order to catch them off guard. For example, if I was in a box fight and I only did one type of edit, I could quickly bait their shot and catch them off guard with a different edit. To become more unpredictable, try to get into your opponent's mind. Read their next move and try to do something they won't expect. For example, let's take a look at this clip.
Dead! 130!
Now that you've seen that clip, let's analyze it. Mongrel preemptively cones his opponent's roof off and then tries to look for an angle on him. He then tries to wall replace but doesn't get the wall. He immediately backs off and tries to get a better angle with his ramp and tries to fake out his opponent by breaking his own floor. He tries to take the wall, but after failing immediately pulls out his shotgun and pre-fires a common angle. He then backs off, manages to take a wall, and then gets the kill. During the fight, Mongrel was trying to predict his opponent's next move. He pre-fired angles and tried to bait his opponent into making a punishable peek. Unable to find it, he pressured different walls and played unpredictable angles that his opponent didn't expect, catching him off guard and getting the kill. Punishing mistakes. Keep your eyes open for an opportunity to punish your opponent's mistakes. For instance, if your opponent forgets to place a wall when they box up, you can take that wall. If they simply go for a bad peek, you can punish them. These are some good opportunities to take advantage of your opponent's mistakes. Here's a good example of me getting punished for making a few mistakes.
Right there. Covering the back.
We're in. We're in.
Watch out with the bottom.
Cone it off. There's a mini against me. Careful, Ron. Back up. I edited you out.
Yeah, I can't. Back off. Play you. Get out.
Now that you've seen that clip, let's break it down. In the start of the clip, I tunnel into zone and base up. I hear players near me, but I don't make the call to my teammate who expands into the nearest box. 2 players edit on him and I try to edit him out. Unfortunately, I made the wrong type of edit and he gets knocked. I then try to back away from the fight, but accidentally forget to cover the side of my wall, resulting in me getting heavy sniped. Had I dropped to low ground or placed a wall, or simply warned my teammates about the players nearby, we wouldn't have died. My opponents did the right thing as they saw I made a mistake and immediately punished me for it, getting the kill. If you can find opportunities to punish your opponent's mistakes, you may have more success in getting eliminations. This concludes episode 5 of Scrimming Essentials. Thank you guys so much for all the support on this video, and thank you so much for 500 subscribers. As requested, please join me next week when I'll be covering how to play scrims with low FPS, high ping, and how to cope with endgame micro stuttering. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching and have a great time scrimming.